Alvin Kamara, who finished as the running back 1 last year, 187 rush attempts, 932 rushing yards, 16 touchdowns, 83 receptions for 107 through the targets through the air, and 756 yards, 5 touchdowns. Guys, your thoughts on Alvin Kamara?
Kamara, obviously the biggest question mark with Kamara is, does he catch 80 balls from Jameis Winston / Taysom Hill? That's going to be a tough number to get to with Jameis and Taysom, even with the extra game. But what I do think we see is, I think we see him go over 1,000 yards rushing. I think that the 21 total touchdowns, I think we see some regression there. I think we're probably going to end up seeing somewhere closer to 15, 16 total touchdowns is what I would think. And coming up for the season redraft league, I have him finishing at RB6.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is the question mark around how does Kamara fare without Drew Brees? And we've seen small sample sizes, right? When Drew was hurt, and Jameis or Taysom really was the quarterback there. And my biggest concern is whichever way that they go, I think that Kamara's going to be a threat, and he's a first round running back. I don't know. I mean, there are a handful of guys that I'd take in front of him, but he's still a guy that I'd like to have on my roster.
Kevin, I'm kind of right there along with you on that one. I see him with over 1,000 yards rushing. I see him going to actually break that 200-yard carry mark for one of the first times in his career. I think the Saints will utilize him a little bit more on the ground than they have necessarily in the past, and so you'll see probably a little bit more of a traditional running game than what they used in the past, where you saw Drew Brees and that short passing game kind of substitute a little bit for a run game in there. So I think some of that'll happen in there.
Offense is going to function slightly differently, which is why I'm thinking there's going to be some touchdown regression there. But Alvin Kamara is coming into his 5th season, guys, and he still has a ton of tread on his tires. Like, through 6 seasons, he only has 672 career rush attempts. Derek has that in 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
So, through 4 seasons he has that. Sorry. And so one thing else he also has is a nose for the end zone, because through that he also has 43 touchdowns. So that puts you right there, almost 11, right? So the average is 11 touchdowns. If we can get above 200 carries, hit that 1,000-yard mark, even if he's slightly down on receptions, right? Like sprinkle in, somewhere in that 70 to 75 neighborhood. Derek, I think you might have him for a little bit more than that. And we'll see where that shakes out. But I think it's all within the realm of possibility here. Like, if you're in any type of a half point or full point PPR, like, that is still gold